Are you struggling to stand out in your pitches, presentation, live streams, or Zoom meetings? One of the questions people often ask is how to connect powerfully with your audience. So, is that you? If so, chances are you are not using emotional language and only stick to the facts. So in this video, I'm going to explain the power of to educate through stories rather than boring facts and corporate speeches to connect with your audience and be memorable. Hi, I'm Francine Belay, digital strategist and specialized in personal branding for impact. And I show purpose-driven entrepreneurs, CEOs, and professionals a powerful pathway to become thought leaders in their industry, attract their ideal clients, and impact millions of people globally. So, facts and hard-coded evidence are important, but people don't remember them. But they keep in mind vivid stories. So think about the last time you heard a presentation. What did you remember from the talk? The statistics or a story you connected with? So to build an influential personal brand, you need to tell stories and use emotional language when you communicate. So it is the emotions that triggers deep and intimate reactions. So being able to tell compelling stories about you, your solution, and connect to your audience is the fastest way to inspire people to take the action you want them to take. We humans, you see, are social animals. We want emotion and to feel connected. So stories inspire us, encourage us, and it challenges us to think about something we have not considered before. So it gives us also hope that change can happen despite the odds if we take one course of action over another. So all great leaders are excellent storytellers and are able to sell us a future that is not there yet. So the famous I Have a Dream speech is such an example where Martin Luther King Jr. described a vivid and inspiring future that people wanted to see fulfilled. Another master storyteller was Steve Jobs, who managed with his keynote speeches, translates commercials, to create anticipation and desire from raving fans and people who couldn't wait to hand their money in exchange to his product. So as a C-suite executive, a professional, or an entrepreneur, it is your job to tell stories that move people to action. So it doesn't really matter whether you are an established business owner or are just starting. If you are a professional in transition or not, you need to tell stories every single day. So any good story has key elements which follow a formula, and this has been used for generations now in writing, film, in businesses. So to become a great storyteller, you need to understand that formula too. So this formula is linked to a tool called the story arc that helps you map your story, and there are 5 key components. 1, exposition. 2, rising action. 3, climax. 4, falling action. And 5, resolution. So let's look at these elements one by one. 1, the exposition. It is the beginning of the story. It sets the scene before a change happens. So 2 is the rising action. Here, you start to see the signs of the pain or the problem you eventually have to face. So the rising action actually sets the story into motion. It can also be the trigger, the quest, the surprise, and the critical choice that you have to make. 3, climax. There is this your breakthrough or your breakdown. It is the most important moment of the story. 4 is the falling action. Who did you become after the change or crisis, and the lessons learned as well. 5 is resolution. What would you advise someone so they take a course of action and learn from your mistake? Okay, let's now look at some of my story and see if you can spot the 5 key elements of this story arc. When I was 15 years old, I decided that I will become a medical doctor. because I wanted to heal my mom, who used to have all kind of illnesses. And the problem is that I wasn't very good in math, but I found a way to compensate for my grades and managed to get my scientific A level and enrolled in medical school. But as the days and weeks went by, I started to question my choice, and I realized that I couldn't stand seeing the blood, wounded people, and the dead. I was having a nightmare when our anatomy teacher told us that we were going to start cutting the bones of dead people to see in real life what we were learning. So one day we had our first computer class. So the teacher, a geek-looking man, actually arrived in the classroom. He showed us punch cards and explained how machines were able to process information faster than human, and how in the near future we'll be sitting in our room ordering food from those computers, and how artificial intelligence will be replacing some of the jobs humans are doing, and some kind of crazy ideas. But I was hooked, and I wanted to be part of that exciting future. Yeah, so, and that meant actually that I had to abandon my medical ambitions and also disappoint my parents, who started to be excited to have a doctor in the family. So, but I had to follow my heart and quit medical school to enroll in a computer science degree. So after graduating, I started a tech career and rich career in the digital world, and became head of information system of the largest multinational at 25 years old. And I was blessed to see the digital world unfolding from the beginning of internet and be part of the change since. So today, thanks to the digital technology, I can run my business from anywhere in the world. So my advice to anyone is to follow your dream. Don't chase what other people think you should pursue. Decide for yourself to focus on what makes your heart sing, and don't be afraid to change your mind if that decision no longer serves you. It will lead you to a path that you will have never imagined possible. So I hope that you have spotted the 5 key phases of the story arc in my story. So here is your action for today. So pick something that happened to you recently and apply the story arc to tell the story. It can be a random encounter, something interesting, something someone said, insight from a client meeting, anything really, and turn it into a compelling story. One more thing before you leave. So your story cannot begin until you have a clear understanding of who you are. And in my book, Personal Branding in the Digital Age, How to Become a Non-Expert, Thrive and Make a Difference in a Connected World, actually in the pillar number 1, know yourself, you will actually find the tools to clarify your why, the struggle you've been through, your internal story, your belief, and your vision. And the pillar number 3, know your audience, will help you also to understand your audience, their struggles, and their wants and needs. Once you have the understanding of both yourself and your audience, you can start to tell powerful stories that move people to action, which is the pillar number 6, connect with empathy. So if you are looking to become a recognized thought leader and a great storyteller, get in touch, DM me for a confidential call, or go to my website, francinebeley.com/call. That is FRANCINEBELEYI.com/call, and I'll see you there.